Level 1. Scrub. Josh Jackson came into the league with more hype than a Marvel trailer, ranked number 2 in his high school class, a top 5 pick, and even a solid year at Kansas where he showed flashes of star power. But in the NBA, that flash quickly turned into static. Despite a decent frame for a wing and some athletic upside, his shooting was just plain bad. Sub 30% from deep over his career, and shaky decision-making never helped. He bounced from team to team and even dipped into the G League. That all-rookie second-team nod during his debut year felt more like a participation award in hindsight. And when you throw in off-court legal issues and inconsistent development, it's no mystery why his career fizzled out. Stanley Johnson was another high draft pick with a college resume that screamed potential. He was a 4-time state champion in high school and even won the Julius Erving Award at Arizona. Detroit saw him as their future small forward. And then, nothing. He had low shooting percentages, never averaged double-digit points, and struggled to carve out a niche. Teams wanted him to be a defensive stopper, but without an offensive game to match, he became a plug-and-play guy who never stayed plugged in. His latest move to play overseas just confirms he couldn't hold on in the NBA. There was always that hope he'd break out, but it stayed just that, hope. Kevin Knox had a fan base clinging to his potential like it was the last slice of pizza. Coming out of Kentucky as their leading scorer and top 3-point shooter, he looked like a future scoring wing. But then he got to the Knicks, and reality hit like a missed fast break. Sure, he had a few solid nights, including a 31-point outing as a rookie, but his inconsistency was the real star of the show. He shot under 40% from the field and never quite improved in any key area. Whether it was defense, ball handling, or shooting, none of it clicked. He's already played for 5 different teams, which is not a badge of honor when you're that young. He's had chances, just never made them stick. Adam Morrison might be one of the more infamous names on this list. Taken 3rd overall in his draft, with a college career that was loaded with big-time scoring and national buzz, expectations were through the roof. Unfortunately, his NBA game never matched the hype. He had low efficiency, limited athleticism, and couldn't defend his own shadow. Then came the injuries, which only made things worse. He bounced around a bit, won some rings sitting on the bench, but those came more from luck than skill. With barely 160 games under his belt and numbers that looked more like backup minutes than top pick impact, he's a clear example of how college dominance doesn't always translate. Sam Decker had size, hustle, and even decent shooting percentages, but none of it ever led to a consistent NBA role. Drafted in the 1st round, he spent more time moving from roster to roster than actually making an impact. Back issues early in his career derailed his development, and even when healthy, he struggled to stand out. He spent time in the G League, had short stints with different teams, and eventually shifted overseas. Mario Hezonja is the poster child for European hype that didn't survive the NBA grind. Drafted 5th overall, he was billed as a flashy scorer with playmaking potential, but his game was more smoke than fire. He never averaged even 7 points per game for a season, and he lacked the consistency to stay on the floor. Defensively, he didn't bring much either. He had the tools, but couldn't put them together. Over 5 seasons, he barely moved the needle. Troy Williams went undrafted, which already made the climb harder. But even with short flashes of promise, he couldn't break through. His numbers weren't the worst on this list, but they came in very limited action. Just 72 games in total, and none where he was a regular part of a rotation. He had athleticism and could get out in transition, but nothing about his game screamed, "You have to keep this guy." Chris Douglas Roberts had moments, some decent games, even a couple breakout performances. But moments don't make a career. As a 2nd-round pick, the margin for error was slim, and he didn't do enough to stay on the radar. His scoring was inconsistent, his role unclear, and his impact small. He had a hybrid guard-forward frame, but didn't bring elite skill at either. And with limited minutes and frequent moves, his NBA story never got off the ground. He did have a 31-point game once, but so did a lot of players who didn't stick. That kind of sums it up. Demetrius Nichols might be the least known name here, and the numbers show why. Barely played in the league, barely scored when he did, and shot under 30% from the field. It wasn't just that he didn't get minutes. He didn't do anything with the ones he got. He got a look from a few teams, but couldn't hold on. His real career happened overseas, which was the best path after the NBA clearly wasn't going to work. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to be posting every day. Thanks. Anyways, Level 2. Role player. Doug McDermott has one job and does it well, shooting. He's not racking up assists, grabbing boards, or locking anyone up on defense. But if the bench unit needs someone to stand in the corner and knock down threes, he's the guy. With over 900 made threes and a career shooting clip over 40% from deep, teams trust him to stretch the floor. This past season in Sacramento, he played about 8 minutes a night, still hit over 43% from three, and somehow continues to stick around without needing to do anything else. That's about as role player as it gets. Derrick Jones Jr. came into the league undrafted, but he's carved out a solid rotation spot by being an athletic wing who plays with energy. He put up just over 10 points a game last season with the Clippers, and even started more than 50 games. He shot over 52% from the field, brought some defense, and filled in whatever role was needed. But he's not a focal point. His production is steady, but not game-changing. And while the minutes are there, the ceiling isn't moving much. GG Jackson's still figuring things out. He's young, got potential, but for now, the numbers keep him firmly in this tier. He played under 30 games this past season, started just 3, and shot below 38% overall. His three-point percentage hovered around 33 on under 100 attempts, so it's not like teams are running plays for him. At this stage, he's in the early development bucket, used in small spurts, not asked to do too much, and clearly operating as a backup. Justice Winslow came in with higher expectations, but those days are long gone. His current averages, just over 8 points, 5 rebounds, and under 3 assists, fit right into the role player lane. He's been around for nearly a decade now, offering versatility off the bench. Coaches know he can guard multiple spots, push the ball a little, and fit in when needed. But his shooting percentages and overall production don't point to a bigger role. Derek Williams was once a number 2 overall pick, but his career path went sideways pretty quickly. Across over 400 games, he averaged under 9 points and 4 rebounds per night. That's not bad, but definitely not what you expect from a high pick. His role shifted over time, from potential star to journeyman forward, bouncing from team to team and settling into bench work. He became that guy who fills in a few minutes, gets a few buckets, and fades back into the rotation without changing the flow of the game. Torrey Craig is the kind of player every team loves having, but nobody's lining up to start. He's been in the league for years, known more for his hustle and defense than anything flashy. This past season, he averaged under 13 minutes a game, but if you stretch it out to per 36 numbers, his production looks decent. Still, he's only playing limited minutes for a reason. He fits into lineups that need defense and toughness, but he's not carrying any offensive load. Classic backup wing duties. Reggie Bullock has bounced around a lot, but always as the same version of himself. Reliable shooter, decent defender, not much else. He gives you around 7 points a night, hits a few threes, and that's the full package. He's played over 500 games and stuck in the league because teams value spacing, but he's not creating shots, not attacking the rim, and not taking over games. His role has been locked in for years. Come off the bench, hit open shots, and keep the floor balanced. Al-Farouq Aminu has always been known more for his rebounding and defense than any scoring. Over a career spanning more than 700 games, he's hovered around 7 points and 6 rebounds per game. That's useful off the bench, especially for a team needing size and energy at the forward spot. But he's never been leaned on for offense. He's there to fill minutes, help on the glass, and provide some physical presence. Cedi Osman's been a steady bench guy for a few years now. 9 points, 3 boards, and a couple of assists per game tell the story. He'll occasionally start if needed, but most of the time, he's backing up the main wings and offering some shooting and movement. His production is just enough to make an impact off the bench, but never enough to shift the game. Otto Porter Jr. was picked 3rd overall, but his career settled into something more grounded. He's played over 500 games, averaged around 10 points and 5 rebounds, and won a title along the way. Injuries slowed him down, and that's part of why he's no longer viewed as a top option. But when he's healthy, he offers spacing, size, and smart play from the bench. He's not a star, but he knows how to help teams win in short stretches without trying to do too much. That's the role player formula. Level 3. Starter. OG Anunoby has started nearly his entire career since being drafted 23rd overall by Toronto in 2017. This past season, he averaged 18 points, nearly 5 rebounds, and over 2 assists per game, while shooting just under 48% from the field. His size, at 6 feet 7 inches and 232 pounds, helps him guard multiple positions, and while he provides steady offense, his biggest value is on the defense. His career averages back that up. He's not a dominant scorer, but his role as a reliable two-way starter is well defined. He plays major minutes, contributes consistently, but doesn't carry a team. Trey Murphy took a leap with New Orleans. At 6 feet 8 inches and just over 200 pounds, he played a full starting role in the 2024 season and scored over 21 points a game. He added more than 5 rebounds and over 3 assists while shooting over 45% from the field. Early in his career, he was seen as a shooter and defender, but now he's clearly expanded his role. Still, his output sits below star wings. He's not running the offense or making all-star teams, but he is giving the team valuable scoring, spacing, and defense every night. Harrison Barnes has been a starter for over a decade, beginning with the Warriors in 2012. This past season with Sacramento, he averaged just over 12 points, under 4 rebounds, and less than 2 assists per game, while shooting over 50% from the field. His numbers show that he's not there to dominate. He brings veteran stability, stretches the floor, and provides structure to the starting lineup. His career numbers at home games show similar output, consistent but modest. He doesn't make headline, but he rarely hurts the team either. Michael Porter Jr. gives some serious size at small forward. At 6 feet 10 inches and around 218 pounds, he averaged over 18 points and 7 rebounds this past season, shooting above 50% from the floor. His role has grown and his scoring has improved, but he's still not quite the guy teams build around. He fills the lane, hits shots, and rebounds well. His ranking among small forwards in some lists shows promise, but he hasn't pushed into that next tier. He fits the mold of a productive starter with room to grow. Jaden McDaniels plays for Minnesota and stands 6 feet 9 inches. His numbers this past season, 18 points, just over 4 rebounds, and nearly 2 assists per game, show a player who's contributing steadily. He also had a defensive rating around 110, which reflects his value on that end of the floor. While he's not a big name, he plays real minutes and guards tough assignments. His scoring is solid, but not flashy, and he's more known for stopping opponents than lighting up scoreboards. That's exactly the kind of presence a good starting unit needs. Herb Jones has started most of his career games for New Orleans since being drafted in the second round. This past season, he averaged just over 10 points, nearly 4 rebounds, and over 3 assists a night. Add in his solid 3-point shooting and free throw percentages, and he checks off several boxes. He's known for picking up steals and playing smart defense. Offensively, he plays within the system and rarely forces things. He's a steady starter who fills his role but doesn't carry offensive load. Mikal Bridges has one of the most durable records in the league, starting every game season after season. His recent numbers, over 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, are strong across the board. He plays big minutes and rarely misses time. He defends multiple positions and has become a more involved scorer. Still, he's not a top option offensively, and his production, while impressive, is just under that elite line. He does everything well, but nothing quite at the all-star level yet. Kelly Oubre Jr. has had an up and down career, but continues to start and produce. He's 6 feet 8 inches tall and put up over 15 points and 6 rebounds this past season. While his efficiency can vary, he's known for using his athleticism and energy to contribute both ways. He's not always consistent, but his production keeps him in the starting 5. He's clearly not a star, but when healthy, he brings size and scoring to the lineup without being the centerpiece. Dylan Brooks is as fiery as they come, and his role on the court matches that intensity. This past season, he averaged over 19 points per game, though with a field goal percentage around 37%. That tells you what you need to know. He takes on a scoring role, but it comes with inefficiency. He also guards the top wings and plays heavy minutes. His defense gets him on the floor, and his shot volume keeps him there, even if it's not always clean. He's a clear starter who contributes, but not at star level. Bojan Bogdanovic is a veteran wing who brings spacing and scoring. His career numbers, over 15 points per game and nearly 40% from 3, tell the story of a player who fits perfectly in a starting lineup but doesn't drive it. He stretches the floor and scores in bunches, but doesn't rebound or defend at a high level. He's often a starter or the 6th man, depending on roster needs, and fills the offensive gap when teams need shooting without needing touches every trip down. Level 4. All-Star. Gordon Hayward reached his peak in the 2016 to 2017 season when he made his only All-Star appearance. Over a career spanning more than 800 games, he's averaged about 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. His shooting splits have stayed efficient, with around 45% from the field and over 37% from three. While he was a consistent starter and top scorer during his prime years in Utah, injuries and changing roles later shifted him into more of a secondary option. One all-star nod over such a long stretch keeps him out of the elite tier, but he's clearly more than just a starter. Brandon Ingram made his one all-star team after being traded from the Lakers to the Pelicans. He was drafted second overall in 2016 and has averaged nearly 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in his career. He's been the lead option on offense at times and has shown growth as a passer and playmaker, even recording multiple triple-doubles in 2023. In the 2024 season, he posted over 22 points per game. Despite the solid stats and usage, he's yet to make a second All-Star team, which places him firmly in the one-time All-Star range with room to climb. Andrew Wiggins was the number 1 overall pick in 2014 and didn't reach All-Star status until the 2021 to 2022 season with Golden State. That year, he posted over 17 points per game and shot well from three, helping the Warriors win the title. He was a consistent double-digit scorer during his years in Minnesota, but it wasn't until his time with the Warriors that he embraced a more complete two-way role. He's averaged around 16 points and 5 rebounds for his career. 1 All-Star and a title mean he's had impact, but not long-term All-Star production. Luol Deng earned 2 All-Star selections with Chicago, playing a central role on playoff teams in the early 2010s. His career averages of just under 15 points and 6 rebounds over more than 900 games show how steady he was. He also made an all-defensive team in 2012 and regularly took the toughest defensive matchup. He was never a volume scorer, but played big minutes and was known for his endurance and effort. His All-Star appearances were well-earned, but his offense didn't hit elite heights, which keeps him in this category. Chris Middleton has been an All-Star 3 times and was a crucial part of Milwaukee's 2021 title run. He's averaged nearly 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists over more than 700 games. He's had big scoring nights, including a 51-point performance, and stepped up in the playoffs with multiple 30-point games. Even with those moments, he's usually played a secondary role, not a franchise-carrying one. His consistency in 3 All-Star selections put him above the one-time group, but not quite at the superstar level. Iggy was an All-Star in 2012 and later became a Finals MVP during the Warriors' first title run in 2015. Early in his career, he was a top option in Philadelphia, averaging solid all-around numbers. As he transitioned into a veteran role, he became known for defense and leadership more than scoring. He's won 4 titles and made multiple all-defensive teams, but with only 1 All-Star appearance, he fits here, a high-impact player without multiple elite individual seasons. Rashard Lewis made 2 All-Star teams and was known for his shooting at the forward spot. He averaged around 15 points and 5 rebounds over a career that spanned more than 1,000 games. He was a key part of Orlando's finals team and later won a title with Miami in 2013. His strength was spacing the floor and scoring in rhythm, not being a primary star. His production and multiple All-Star nods keep him above the starter tier, but not near legend status. Josh Howard had 1 All-Star season averaging close to 20 points and 7 rebounds. His overall career numbers, about 14 points and 6 rebounds, came over just over 500 games. He had a few strong seasons with Dallas, but didn't sustain a long peak. Injuries and reduced roles over time kept him from multiple All-Star runs, but he was clearly more than just a regular starter for a stretch. Danny Granger made the All-Star team the same year he won Most Improved Player and averaged over 25 points per game. That was his best season, finishing top 5 in scoring. He averaged nearly 17 points for his career, but injuries soon cut his production short. He had an elite stretch, but it didn't last long enough to move him into a higher tier. Level 5. Superstar. Carmelo Anthony played 19 NBA seasons and earned 10 All-Star selections along with 6 All-NBA honors. He won the league scoring title in the 2012 season and finished with over 28,000 points, ranking among the top 10 scorers in league history. He averaged more than 22 points per game over his career and won 3 Olympic gold medals. Though he never won an NBA championship, his elite scoring, career longevity, and accolades solidify his place as a superstar. Dominique Wilkins was a 9-time All-Star and the league's scoring champion in the 1985 season. He scored over 26,000 career points and had 11 straight seasons, averaging at least 20 points per game. As the face of the Hawks franchise for more than a decade, he consistently delivered elite offensive production. While he didn't win a championship, his dominance as a scorer places him clearly in the superstar tier. James Worthy won 3 NBA titles with the Lakers and was named Finals MVP in 1988. He made 7 All-Star teams and scored over 16,000 points in his career. Worthy was a vital part of the Lakers' championship runs and played a leading role in key playoff moments. He wasn't the franchise's #1 option, but his consistent All-Star level play and postseason success keep him in the superstar bracket. Paul George is a 9-time All-Star and 6-time All-NBA selection with multiple All-Defensive Team honors. He's averaged over 20 points and 6 rebounds across more than 900 games. Known for his two-way play, he's been a go-to option for both Indiana and the Clippers. While he hasn't reached the finals or won a title, his sustained, high-level performance, versatility, and league-wide respect confirm his superstar status. Paul Pierce made 10 All-Star teams and was named Finals MVP after leading the Celtics to the title in 2008. He scored over 26,000 points and averaged nearly 20 per game across 19 seasons. As Boston's franchise player for more than a decade, he carried the team through multiple eras and consistently produced in both regular season and playoffs. His scoring, clutch performances, and championship run place him firmly in the superstar category. Jimmy Butler has made 6 All-Star teams and 5 All-NBA squads. He's also been named to 5 All-Defensive teams and led deep playoff runs with Miami, including 2 NBA Finals appearances. Butler's career averages over 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists don't fully capture his playoff impact. He's known for stepping up in the postseason and being the emotional leader of his team. Though he hasn't won a title, his elite two-way game and postseason reputation make him a clear superstar. Paul Arizin was a 10-time All-Star and a 2-time scoring champion in the 50s. He averaged nearly 23 points and over 8 rebounds per game during his career and won an NBA title with the Philadelphia Warriors. Selected to multiple NBA anniversary teams, he was one of the top scorers of his generation. His dominance during his era and long list of accolades firmly established his superstar status. Alex English was an 8-time All-Star and scored over 25,000 points in his career. He led the league in scoring in the early 80s and averaged over 21 points per game across nearly 1,200 games. As the leading scorer in Nuggets history, he maintained consistent offensive production for more than a decade. His smooth scoring style and sustained excellence make him a clear fit in this tier. Bernard King made 4 All-Star teams and won the scoring title in 1985, averaging almost 33 points per game. He had multiple seasons averaging over 28 points and totaled more than 19,000 points for his career. Injuries cut short his peak, but during his best seasons, he was one of the league's most unstoppable scorers. His high-level production and Hall of Fame career confirm his superstar classification. Jason Tatum has already made 6 All-Star teams and 5 All-NBA teams, including 4 first-team selections. He led Boston to the 2024 championship and set the All-Star game scoring record with 55 points. His averages, over 23 points, 7 rebounds, and nearly 4 assists, have risen every year. In 2025, he posted nearly 27 points per game. With consistent All-NBA recognition and team success, Tatum already belongs in the superstar tier, with potential to reach even higher. Level 6. Legends. Kevin Durant's been in the league since 2007, and honestly, he's been the league's worst-kept cheat code ever since. He's averaged more than 27 points per game over more than 1,100 games, and did it while staying shockingly efficient for someone who takes as many tough shots as he does. 2 championships with the Warriors? Sure. 2 Finals MVPs? Got those too. 4 scoring titles and 4 Olympic golds? Add them to the resume. And here's the thing. He's not just racking up honors like it's a grocery list. He's done it over multiple decades and on multiple teams. That kind of sustained production while being the #1 option and global face isn't just superstar stuff. It's legend level, period. Then there's Julius Erving, who had the audacity to redefine what cool looked like in basketball. Erving didn't just bring flash, he brought results. 2 ABA titles, 2 ABA MVPs, and then kept the party going in the NBA with a championship in 1983 and an MVP in 1981. But forget the trophies for a second. His actual style of play changed how small forwards played the game. He made above the rim play not just exciting, but expected. His dunks weren't just posters, they were blueprints for the future. He did all this while being the best player on almost every team he was on. There's no "he was carried" conversation here. He carried. That mix of dominance, innovation, and actual hardware makes his legend status airtight. Next up, Kawhi Leonard, quiet off the court, violent on. This guy's resume is basically a masterclass in timing. He wins when it counts. He's got 2 championships, one with the Spurs in 2014 and one with the Raptors in 2019, and was named Finals MVP both times. That's not common. That's elite company. But Kawhi's not just about finals highlights. He's one of the most feared perimeter defenders of the past 2 decades. He's won Defensive Player of the Year twice, and when he locks in, it looks like the court shrinks. It's rare to find someone this dominant on both ends of the floor, and when it happens, it usually leads to greatness. For Kawhi, it led to legend status. He's done less talking and more proving, and the results don't lie. Now let's talk about Elgin Baylor, who was doing 27 points and 13 rebounds per game when most guys were still trying to figure out what the wing position was even for. Baylor's stats don't just stand out, they float above the rest of his generation. This is the guy who dropped 71 points in a game back in 1960. He also put up 61 in a finals game, which is still a record. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 10 times and made 11 All-Star appearances. And yeah, the championship didn't come during his playing years, but Baylor's individual dominance and innovation still set the standard. He brought athleticism and dynamic play to a position that desperately needed it. Without Baylor, the entire shape of the small forward role looks different. He was years ahead of his time, and legends usually are. Then you've got Scottie Pippen, the most dangerous number 2 in league history. 6 championships with the Bulls, 7 All-Star appearances, and more defense than most full teams. He made the NBA All-Defensive First Team 8 times. 8! He could guard anyone, from point guards to power forwards, and made life miserable for everyone in between. But it's not just the hardware, it's how he elevated one of the most iconic dynasties. His numbers might not scream volume scorer, but his impact was total. 6 rings, a finals-level wingman, and a defensive engine. That's legend material. Let's move to John Havlicek. 13 All-Star selections, 8 titles. Never lost in the finals. Never. Havlicek was relentless. He played nearly 1,300 games and put up over 20 points a night with consistency. He was named Finals MVP in 1974 and did it while contributing in every category: scoring, rebounding, assisting. He defended at a high level too, making all defensive teams repeatedly. But his biggest flex? Being the constant on a Celtics team that was always in the title mix. When they needed a bucket or a stop or just someone to run forever, Havlicek delivered. That blend of production and longevity puts him in a class all his own. Then there's Rick Barry, who once scored 64 in a game and wasn't even sweating it. Barry's career averages? Over 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. He was a problem on every level, in every league. He won a title with Golden State in 1975 and another in the ABA. He made 8 All-Star teams and was still dropping buckets into his late 30s. Barry's scoring ability was elite, but it was also timely. He was never just piling on stats. He was doing it when it mattered. That ability to perform in big moments while consistently producing made him more than just a scorer. It made him a legend. These guys didn't just win, they rewrote the playbook. They brought unique skill sets, elevated their teams, and defined eras. Whether it was Durant's silky dominance, Irving's aerial artistry, Kawhi's two-way excellence, Baylor's scoring brilliance, Pippen's all-around engine, Havlicek's consistency, or Barry's fearless offense, they each left the game different than they found it. Level 7. GOATed. This level is reserved for the absolute top of the food chain. Not just all-timers, these guys are in their own category. They didn't just dominate the game, they warped the entire history of basketball around their careers. The game didn't stay the same after these two, it adjusted to them. Let's start with LeBron James. He's been in the league since 2003, and the fact that he's still producing into his 40s isn't just rare, it's historic. He's played in more than 1,500 games and averaged over 27 points, more than 7 rebounds, and over 7 assists a night. And he's not padding stats, he's making history. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and the scary part is that he's still adding to that lead. He's won 4 championships and grabbed 4 finals MVPs along the way. He's also a 4-time league MVP And let's not forget the over 20 All-Star selections and over 20 All-NBA team appearances. That alone would seal most players into legend status. But what lifts LeBron into GOAT territory is that he's done all of this across multiple franchises, different eras, different rules, and different teammates. Then he built a powerhouse with the Heat, then went back to Cleveland and brought a title there. And after that, took the Lakers back to the top. That's 4 different championship level runs, all with him as the main engine. And we haven't even touched on the Olympic hardware. 3 gold medals to go along with all the pro accolades. His resume isn't just complete, it's a brick wall of achievement. He leads all players in minutes played, and he's near the top in assists, rebounds, steals. You name it. He's not just a scorer, he's a creator, a rebounder, a defender when needed, and a leader. He's also played every position on the court at some point and did it well. He doesn't just adapt to the game has to adapt to him. That kind of versatility and consistent excellence is extremely rare. That's why you can't just drop him in the legend box. His dominance lasted across decades. He owns too many all-time records, and his influence goes beyond the court. He's GOATed. Simple as that. Now enter Larry Bird. While LeBron brings size and explosiveness, Bird brought a level of basketball intelligence and competitiveness that few could match. Bird came into the league in the late 70s and immediately changed the fortunes of the Celtics. In his rookie year, the team improved their win total by 32 games. That's not a boost, that's a transformation. And he followed it up with 3 NBA championships and 2 finals MVPs. He also pulled off the nearly impossible: 3 straight league MVP awards from 1984 through 1986. Only a handful of players in league history can say that. He averaged more than 24 points, 10 rebounds, and over 6 assists per game across nearly 900 contests. He could shoot, pass, rebound, defend, and hit clutch shots with a straight face. He also represented the United States on the legendary Dream Team in 1992, rounding out a career that was shorter than others but no less dominant. He made 12 All-Star teams, was named to All-NBA First Team 9 times, and even after retirement, kept shaping the league as a coach and executive. That's not just influence, it's legacy. And here's where Bird separates himself. He's the only person in the league history to win MVP as a player, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. That triple threat status isn't just rare, it's unheard of. He did more than win games. He changed how the small forward spot was played. And even with back issues, in a shorter window than most GOATs, Bird's level of excellence never dipped. These two didn't just dominate their eras, they defined them. They didn't have weaknesses, only responsibility. And they handled every one of them like future Hall of Famers from day one. That's why they're not just legends, they're GOATed. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.